Good afternoon. Welcome to another episode of Maude Bless America. Couldn't be happier than to have Nick Muller. He always corrects. He's very sensitive about the pronunciation of his name. It's a joke because he is hands down the biggest merchandiser, marketer, and salesman for the Peter Millar organization. So it is a well-intentioned, good-natured play on his last name. Nick, welcome. Truly, this is one of the finest golf pros I think I've ever met. I've had the privilege of golfing with you on multiple occasions. I've been able to serve with you on a couple of committees. And tell you what, Nick has hands down, universally and instrumentally and possibly single-handedly, and even though he's going to argue because he's a very modest guy, was one of the truly instrumental figures in getting the Country Club of Lincoln through the process to approve a full renovation of its golf course that has been the same golf course for 102 years. So with that introduction, Nick, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for making the time. Now, before we got going, you did mention you were a little nervous. There is no script. There are no questions. And you said you're a planning guy.
I am.
Are you still upset?
I don't think I'm upset. I'm just.
Are you nervous? Are you going to talk into the microphone?
Oh, sorry.
You can pull it closer.
So I got to sit up. I can't sit backwards.
No, you can slouch.
Okay.
Join the club. I'm not a slouch. I'm a tremendous slouch. What movie was that from?
Okay.
Actually, it's not. It's from Caddyshack.
If we're going to do this, you got to slow down.
Fitting.
You got to give me a chance to respond to a few things if we're going to do this.
I am not doing that.
Okay.
What do you want to say?
What was the question?
Well, the first one was,
am I nervous to be here?
But the big question, are you nervous?
I am a little nervous. You're a very important man and
no longer
very successful man. And, I saw my cohort, Ryan Krings on this last week, and he did an amazing job. And, whenever you do something like this, you don't want to sound like an idiot. The different
But here's the thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
I've got to interrupt. You certainly are no idiot. So what's the worry?
The worry is, you let something slip, so there's.
Dude, this is a conversation. It's not a fart. You're not going to let anything slip. It's going to be offensive.
Let me just tell you, once I retire, we'll have to do this again.
Oh, I'd love to.
Because it'll be a whole nother level.
But you're so damn young, that assumes I'm still alive.
Correct.
That's a big assumption.
We'll have to have
Although
somebody else do
my mother
this.
at 94, I hope I age half as well as
You
her.
got that going for you. I agree with that.
How do you like your Weller bourbon?
It's fabulous.
With the big ice cube.
With the big ice cube.
Which seems
with
fitting.
With
You're
the great glass.
God bless America. I think the big ice cube is fitting because you yourself are kind of a big deal. Not kind of. Why did I qualify? You are a big deal.
Thank you.
So you are, let's go back. So you're born and raised in Nebraska.
Yes, sir.
Whereabouts?
Schuyler, Nebraska.
Schuyler. Did you ever go to Arroyo's, the Mexican place up there?
Never did. Never did.
It was a great restaurant. So you weren't hanging out there when they were dealing weed out the back door, right?
I don't know anything about that. I think I recall going to Chances Are. It was on the west side of town, kind of where I lived. There was a Chances
house.
It was
in York, Nebraska.
There was a Chances Are or Chances. Maybe it was Chances.
Chances Are has a satellite.
Apparently.
You're just taking your chances.
Yeah, no, we didn't have a whole lot of restaurants. Went to Columbus every once in a while. Went to Fremont, big cities. It was a little getaway, but. I think when I was in high school, I went to our
Schuyler High School.
Schuyler High School.
Did you play basketball for him?
I did. We went to Columbus and we ate at Valentino's with our prom dates. That was a big deal.
Who'd you take to prom?
Don't remember.
Yes, you do.
I honestly don't remember.
Wow. I bet she feels like $1 million right
She won't be watching this, so it'll be okay.
I bet she does. So from Schuyler, you came to the University of Nebraska.
Yes, sir.
And then you were, an architectural major?
I was an architect major, yeah, same as our superintendent, Ryan.
So what is both with you two guys? You show up as architectural majors and the university just beats it out of you. And so you left architectural majoring. What'd you go into? Certainly not agronomy.
Well, I went into architectural majoring a second semester after academic probation because I didn't get good grades.
Whoa.
So wait. So I was in architecture twice. First semester, second semester. Continue, sorry.
So as a freshman, you showed up and said, "Hello, boys. I'm here to be an architect."
Yes, sir.
First semester.
Didn't go to class.
Because you were doing what?
I have no idea. Small town Nebraska, and you go to that big city, you don't really know what to expect.
What
And
did you expect?
I have no idea.
Question.
Do I remember?
Exceed
I don't
your
know. It did. It did.
So you had a big time.
I had a great time.
Actually, in point of fact, you majored in wildlife, didn't you?
For the first semester of my college career, yes, I did. And my mom had a great conversation with me, basically threatening to disown me. So I buckled down. I retook the same classes. And I don't know if you know this, but if you take a class a second time, it's easier.
Well, you always told me, kind of like my golf game, you screw up the first shot, do it again, and it's better the second time.
That is a great analogy. So definitely got better. But then, hold on, let me finish the first question. So after the second time of going, I was like, oh, I'm actually paying attention to this. I hate it. So I was mowing fairways and working at Highmark that next summer, and then reading the college newspaper. It said that there was this PGM program that was thinking about coming at some point. And so reached out to Dr. Terry Reardon, sat in his office, and we said, what do you think will, happen? But like, what classes could I take just in case this program ends up coming? And so for 2 years, we just took some general stuff. Dramatically, my GPA went up, below 3 still, but it was better. Yeah. And then the PGM program got there. And
so what's the PGM program?
So PGM is professional golf management degree. So you take a lot of classes, a lot of gen eds, but I would say it's a major of business and horticulture. And then you're doing your PGA, your class, your stuff to get to be a class A by the time you graduate. So a lot of PGA work, rules, how to be you don't really learn how to be a therapist until you're actually on the job, but they try to teach you all of what you've needed. A lot of therapy on the golf course, and we've helped you with that over the years. But
yeah.
So anyway, back to well played. Please. So just to finish that PGM program, you end up graduating with some business knowledge. You graduate with some agronomy knowledge, and then you have your PGA knowledge. And when you're done, you're ready to go work in the golf world.
And so when you work in the golf world, that can be hospitality at a golf course. That can be a golf professional. What else? What other pathways open up for you?
Yeah, and it's kind of sad. I don't know all of them. I think there's 21 different classifications or close to there. You could be a superintendent, sales rep, to manufacturing, kind of a lot of different things. Yeah, being just a regular head pro or golf pros.
So let's back up. Did you grow up playing golf? How did you, other than I hate architecture?
How close do I have to get to this?
Okay. How did you decide, oh man, that sounds appealing to me? And by the way, before we come to that, let's go back. First semester,
one question at a time. You asked like multiple questions.
I have ADHD.
Yes.
What was the funnest event that happened your first semester as an architecture major that ultimately, I remind the audience, resulted in your academic probation? What was the funniest experience you had that first semester? Young man from Schuyler.
Yeah.
In the big city for the first time, didn't know what you expected.
Yeah. Oh,
but somehow
there's so many
consequences arrived at your door.
Yeah. I'll give you one. It's pretty PG. You small town, you usually are doing this kind of thing, but I believe it or not, I was a rule follower growing until I graduated. Changed. What's that?
I said that changed.
Changed for a semester. So I would say meeting a bunch of guys from Western Nebraska and becoming close friends with them. And also David City. 2 of them are from David City. No good has happened in David City, but
so those guys?
I am. Yeah. There's 4 of them that I'm still pretty close with, but I would say couch sledding in the wintertime behind a pickup truck, old couch sledding on gravel roads. Yeah. Going 55, you let somebody sitting on the couch and you're just hauling down the road. So that was the most fun. So that was like the third question. You asked 2 other questions.
So you were couch sledding
yes, sir.
At the University of Nebraska?
Well, not at the University of Nebraska.
While attending the university?
While attending, yes, sir.
You hadn't couch sledded prior to attending the
Shockingly, I had not.
But you did cow tipping?
No, sir.
What?
No cow tipping.
You grew up in Schuyler and you never went cow tipping?
No, they killed cows in Schuyler. They had the packing plant. So you didn't really tip them, you killed them.
Well, I mean, I guess in that scenario, you weren't really cow tipping, you killed them and then tipped them. So that's a little different.
Well, they tipped on their own.
So couch sledding, that is PG.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the two guys from Schuyler plus these other
No,
guys
nobody
that
was from
talked to you.
Schuyler, just me.
I'm sorry, David City.
David City, yeah.
And they talked you into sitting on a couch, being dragged behind a truck going 55 miles an hour.
I was driving.
So you never sat on it.
I don't recall. I can't
Sorry,
remember.
did you consult legal counsel before you showed up?
Yes, sir, I did.
I don't recall. It's slightly better than taking the fifth, but I remind you, the statute of limitations is told.
Yes, sir.
Give me another story.
I don't have any more. Go back to the other two questions. What was the other question? It was, what was the other ones?
I don't know. I'm a little more focused right now on some of your.
You got to get away from the couch sleds.
That first semester.
No, it had to do with the golf industry, I think. Let's get back to that. I think that's a good, better one.
So you have a rough first semester.
Yes,
What'd
sir.
your mother say to you?
Yeah, she was not happy. Obviously, school costs money, and she's been an idol in my life. I'm not going to go sentimental on you.
I am not paying this kind of money for these kinds of grades.
Pretty much.
Ooh,
yeah. You're smarter than that. That whole great talk that a parent can give. So
she tell you she was disappointed.
Likely. Yeah.
Oh boy, that's rough.
Yeah.
So you came back, re-energized, reinvigorated, and a little more focused. So you have a great first semester.
Yes.
Whereupon you said, I'm not doing this. Right. So how the PGM? I mean, did you grow up playing golf? How did you?
That was one of the other questions. There you go. We're going back. Yeah. So I did.
I was going to forget about it.
I did think so.
This is why it's called extemporaneous. We just say what we think.
Yeah.
By the way, you're here to have fun. I don't see.
Oh no, I'm having a blast. This is awesome.
Have a drink. I'm going to ask you a related question.
It's awkward for me to talk about myself. I usually like to talk about other people. So this is great. But I think I first started playing golf when I was 6 or 7.
Really?
6, 7. And so my mom, thank you. You almost didn't get it.
Got it.
So
I thought you were going to go to 69, 6 to 9.
No, I don't know what that is. I know what 6, 7 is. But so Schuyler has a 9-hole golf course, no range. And my mom would basically just either drop me off there or I'd ride my bike. So it was about a 10-minute bike ride.
With your clubs on your back?
With my clubs on my back, and play golf all day. And got a love for it. Didn't know what a golf pro was. Honestly, didn't know what a golf pro was until college. Right. So, but knew I loved the game. I was decent at it. Had a okay high school career. Thought about playing collegiately, but I just wasn't good enough. And then all the rest happened. Architecture twice in 2 semesters, and then PGM program.
Love it. So Nebraska developed that PGM program for you. How did Professor Reardon get involved with that? How did they decide that was a worthwhile pursuit?
It's a great question. So Dr. Massengill was the head of the agricultural college at that time, and he was a big fan of it. And Terry Reardon loved golf. He was a grass guy, a turf guy. And he actually
sounds like a lot of grass was consumed in that program.
Yeah, I don't know what they did behind the scenes, but yeah, likely. But well, no comment. But he ended up. What's very interesting is the professor went through the PGM program with the PGA the same as the first class. So he ended up getting Dr. Reardon got his Class A the same time.
So what's a Class A? What does that mean? You referenced that a minute ago.
Yeah. So there's an associate route with PGA of America. That means you haven't gone through all the levels of being a qualified or certified, golf professional. So it's their academic way of achieving. And then there's, their MBA version or their doctorate version of different things that they call it. But yeah, once you're a Class A, that's like a certain status. When pros go and interview at jobs, it's like you have to have your Class A to be even qualified or looked at type of thing.
So you come out of it. You have a bachelor's of science in agricultural
through the agricultural college, yes.
But then separately, you also get a certification from the PGA as a Class B,
Class A,
Class D, all the way up to A. So you actually come out with 2 different professional designations. Right. Well, one's academic,
you have
your bachelor degree, and your other one's your professional.
One's with PGA of America. Yep.
Wow,
it's interesting.
So who was Nebraska the first program in the country?
No, Nebraska I think was around like the 15th program, and I think again I don't remember off the top of my head. There was low 20s I think is the peak, and then the program went down, or not the program, the number of programs went down. So I think right now it's 11 or 12 programs.
Oh boy!
And right now, Nebraska's is each year they're getting the most students out of any other program across the country because of the new program director, which is really cool. So
who's the new program?
His name's Joe Canny, and he's a PGM graduate as well. Worked for PGA of America headquarters, came back, completely changed the face of the program when it comes to recruiting kids and how do you do that and going after them. And he made it cool. And so all these pros across the country, when I go to these, various seminar or various, get-togethers, it's wow. PGM program is awesome in Nebraska. So it's a really cool pipeline, and we've started to utilize that more at CCL and getting some great interns, but then also some great graduates.
So who was the first school to set up the PGM program with the PGA?
I think it was Ferris State.
Never heard of it.
I've heard of the Wheel. It's in the Northeast. The Wheel? What's the Wheel?
Ferris wheel. Cheers, dude. God, you almost missed that. By the way, you don't clink if you don't drink.
Oh, yes. My apologies.
So, PGA of America.
How are we doing on time here? Are we doing okay?
You got plenty of time.
Okay.
You're good. PGA of America came to Ferris or vice versa, said, hey, we need a more formalized academic process.
Yeah.
And we want you to help identify students interested in our programming for eventual careers in professional golf course.
And they used to
services.
They used to have these what do they call it, business schools. The PGA of America did, and Jeff Henry, our director of instruction at the club, he graduated from a program like that, but it was before the PGM program or the PGM.
I thought you said one time destruction. Jeff Henry for
director of instruction.
He's helped your game. Well, no, he didn't, because nothing helps my game. I'm abysmal. Seriously, it's shocking. Let's come back to that subject in a minute. So, PGA of America said we need an academic process, Ferris University. So it peaked up into the 20s, and now it's down to 11. What explains that peak to trough?
Great question. I think the cost of the universities and tuition and all that kind of stuff.
But it's turning out higher quality.
Yeah, but then also
right.
So we had the boom 08, right? It was the most golf courses, and then the recession.
The post Tiger deal, right? America just embraced golf like maniacs when Tiger Woods had his first run, for lack of a better term, up
golf courses everywhere.
Yeah. And then everybody wanted to play.
Right. Golf. And with the recession, everybody built too many golf courses. So then, that shrunk that a little bit with supply and demand of what golf pros are needed. And I think a lot of clubs shrunk budgets too. So instead of growing, to add another professional to be able to do more things, I think they were shrinking it down and trying to cut. And so it was kind of a dark time, I feel like, right after the recession for the PGA or PGA professional, but it completely changed now. I mean, you see Nebraska and all the golf courses that are growing. Yeah. When I started at Country Club Lincoln, there was 3 pros, and now we're, what are we now? 6. We were 7. Well, we're 6.
Well, you chased one off.
6, 7. You missed it.
No, I caught it.
But if you're doing great things and you have great young professionals and you're proving it to your membership and the amenities and the service and the quality that they have, you can add more, but then everything is a byproduct of better service. And that's more sales. That's more, members that want to be, being there, involved, dues go up, all that kind of stuff. So it's an exciting time to be in the golf business, especially if you're about to graduate. I started my first year at Dakota Dunes, my first job. I made about $16,000 a year, which is crazy. Sioux City. So it's crazy to think, our industry used to work all day to get nothing. And now finally it's starting to get closer to what is deserved.
Is there an alternative path? Let's say I don't want to go through the university. I don't want to do the PGA. Yeah. Can I just go straight to a golf club and say, hey, I want to be your pro?
You can. Yeah. And that's
so it's a dueling, albeit somewhat competitive career path, but are in particular golf courses in general saying we would prioritize a PGM graduate versus a slob like Matt Maude showing up and saying, hey, I want to be.
Well, for one thing, you wouldn't be hired as a golf professional. So
that's because I'm not very good. Then again.
Yeah, no. So PGA of America has 2 different routes. It's the associate route or it's the collegiate route.
Okay.
So we've had several associates come through. Few of them we currently have on staff. And
Can we fire them because they're not PGM graduates?
No, because they're good. Okay. But usually those types of that route would be more so paid by the club
versus paying the money to
the
get
huge tuition routes. Yeah.
But then in turn, let me rephrase it. Long term, what are their career prospects relative to
like you great question.
Graduate?
If they're that good and they have that kind of a track record, I don't think it makes a difference. I feel like if I would have maybe taken a different route and worked at a club and financially made it work and not had all the debt that I had, I like to think that I would be in the same shoes that I am now, just being a go-getter and caring about the industry. So that was a very deep question. I think in the next 5 to 10 years, we'll probably know more. You're a member of a private club, right? So if you had 4 candidates and 2 were not with a bachelor's, but have their class A, like they know what they're doing as a golf pro, and then 2 that are the opposite that do have their bachelor's, would you look at them differently on paper?
Absolutely.
You would.
I mean, when you really boil it down, that kind of goes to...
Is somebody here?
It's the police. I didn't tell them they were coming for you.
Okay. Thank you.
No, the bigger thing
couch
is,
sledding.
When you really boil it down, it's like a lot of things on a resume. Just to get through the first pass, you have to have some sort of a hook for a prospective employer to say, this makes sense, let's go down this path. So to that point, I would expect as a minimum a class A, but if I've got 4 people in your example sitting around this table, all 4 of them have their class A, but 2 of them have their PGM designation with a bachelor's degree to back it up. I've only got a finite amount of cash to go around. I'm not going to hire all 4. I'm going to say, let's hire 1 or 2 of the 4, and I'm going to go with a PGM. Mm-hmm. And again, maybe right, wrong, or otherwise, it ignores their personality. It ignores their competency, their capability. But again, to get through the first blush, someone that has that bachelor's degree and that designation on top of the class A, as a business owner, I would go, that seems more like a proven.
Yeah. And that's great to hear from you. I think the PGA would say, where have you worked? What have you done as well as another?
I don't work for the PGA. I'm a consumer.
Right. But if you're at a quality club and you have a certain, standard of what you've already worked for and what you've done and a track record, I don't think it matters if, and look, I'm the one that got the college debt, and I'm arguing the opposite, that the associate route has just as much,
and I'm not trying to
an opportunity
in the position of having to argue it. I'm just saying, there you are as a volunteer member of a selection committee at a country club that's saying, I've got a finite amount of time to devote to it. Number 2, all things being equal, I've got this plethora of prospective candidates. How do I narrow it down? It seems like,
you're going to go on paper
an obvious path to be able to say, I'm going to do this to narrow it down.
Yeah. I mean, if you could pick between the 2, obviously you'd want a college graduate opposed to somebody that's done it on their own.
And that's my point. The Achilles heel of that response is you are cutting off possibly very highly qualified, very talented potential candidates by simply looking at their resume. Mm-hmm. But the other side is to go and interview someone. That takes time. You have to prepare for the interview. You have to look at their background. You probably have called their references. You've incurred expense to bring them in there. You want to get as much return on, on your time investment as you can. Just one more second. I think that we should change the subject on this, but let's say that person spent 5 years of working for somebody that's great in the PGA. So somebody that's great in the golf professional world, who's a great golf professional, great mentor and all that, and teaches them how to act in that interview room and has taught them everything, opposed to that person for 5 years that's went to college and not had all of that full-time 5 years. Because I guess that's what I'm saying. And you've done that for a lot of the guys and gals that have come under you. Yeah. You've made the effort to reach out on their behalf and said, listen, I can attest as the head pro, this is a high quality candidate. Right. So that's a different animal than just simply a de novo opportunity to say, hey, we've got these 4, 8, or 12 or 16 prospects, and we haven't, round number 1, let's just narrow this down to 8. And then from those 8, I'll reach out to the pro and say, hey, this person's great, or this person's not so great. So let's switch gears. You're wearing cornhole guy on your blouse. Well, that's not his name. And he takes offense to that, and I'll let him know that you said that. Can you please show that to the audience?
What am I looking at here?
Well, you have one camera and
Okay,
it's looking
right there.
at you.
So that's Corn Guy, and you got it on too.
I do. So I'm glad we.
Let's talk about Corn Guy
I've
for a
got
second.
Cornhole Guy on my shirt.
Corn Guy.
Corn Guy.
Yes, sir.
What's the difference?
Well, one's his name and one's not.
So somebody told me it was Cornhole Guy.
No, sir.
Reference to the game.
I know him really well.
Talk to me.
About Corn Guy?
Cornhole Guy or Corn Guy.
Corn Guy. You got to get the name first.
Corn Guy.
Corn Guy. Okay.
I stand corrected.
So what do you want to know? Because he's a big deal.
Let's hear about the big deal.
Okay.
Where'd you get the idea?
Well, it's not my idea. It's Corn Guy's idea.
So Corn Guy just materialized out of nowhere.
he came to us, almost 4 years ago, and we didn't use him at all on any application until about 2.5 to 3 years ago, and he started on hats.
We're not talking about a golf pro. It's an application saying, "Hey, if you let me join your club, I'm going to introduce you to Cornhole Guy."
Corn Guy.
Corn Guy. Sorry.
So he started on hats and all that kind of stuff, and now he's been on. What has he sold? He's been on about 700 hats, 1,100 pieces of apparel. And he only likes to come at certain important times.
I like your tunic.
He wanted to really help the basketball team and Fred and all those guys, and so he came right before March Madness, and he pops his head in here and there, and he's pretty cool. He's
very cool.
I don't know what else to say about him right now.
Well, I don't know why you would hold back on saying everything.
Okay. This is kind of a big deal, and some people know about it, but Corn Gal is in the picture.
Really?
Corn Gal, yeah. But they're not too serious yet, so she doesn't really want to talk about much. And then,
so they're just talking.
They're more than talking. They're talking about getting a corn dog.
Wow, that's pretty serious.
My hope,
6 and
7. My hope is someday they talk about having a little kid, popcorn. We'll see. But
they're going to pop corn, and we're going to call that one Corn Dog. Oh, we already talked about Corn Dog.
Well, they might get a dog first. Corn Dog is what they want to name it.
Corn Baby? No, Corn Pone. Corn Pone.
I have no idea what that means.
I'll let you look it up
later.
I keep going about Corn.
I honestly don't have anything else. He's cool, The club has
They're smirking.
The club has a really cool relationship with Corn Guy where he's only available to Country Club of Lincoln members. And it's been cool to hear from members that go down to Oklahoma City or whatever. And all these people, they're Husker fans, but they're all over the country. Like, where do we get him? Where do we get that guy? And they're like, I don't know how to tell you. It's at my country club in Nebraska. And then hearing
So are you launching a multinational?
He doesn't like that. He loves Lincoln. He loves CCO members. So as of now, no.
So he's staying firmly wrapped in
1,000%. And when he's offered at a Husker football game $150, his hat, people have tried to buy him off of a member's head for $150, and the member says no. I mean, that's pretty cool.
Did the member hold out for $200?
I don't know. They said they didn't. But they could.
They didn't fall prey to the cash offer.
Not that I'm aware, but
interesting.
Yeah.
So back to it. You decide you like the PGM program as a reforming architectural student. What was it about the program that appealed to you?
Well, the program wasn't there yet.
I know. That's my point. It was
so golf.
Professor Reardon. It was, hey, hang on, it's coming. In the meantime, Nick, take these courses. And maybe it'll be there, maybe it won't.
Yeah, I think I obviously love the game of golf. I think that, the best golf professionals know how to treat people and make people feel liked and all that kind of stuff. And that's a passion of mine. And I really love training young professionals, and whether it's a golf professional setting, or we just had a meeting a couple of days ago with our new team that's starting, and there's about 35 of them there.
So what do you do with that? Because is this all part of CCL University? And before we leave the subject for the audience, you created CCL University, and it's a hell of a program. I'm a convert. I'm a believer. I'm a supporter. I want to see it throughout the entire country club. But in turn, that's your baby. Yeah. That's your animal. That's your creation.
And it's kind of two parts.
Your popcorn.
Yeah. No. Yeah. In everybody's world, you talk about what gets you excited to go to work. Right. And you have that same thing. You're a driven and obviously very successful professional. But in the golf world, you have to have something, whether it's teaching or something. And mine is developing staff. And
you've done exceptionally well at it.
I love that kind of stuff. CCL University was not unique. The name is not unique to CCL or to Country Club of Lincoln. The ideas came from my time with Kerry Cosby, who's at Southern Hills, who was at Wichita.
I met him. Great guy.
Yeah,
he's been your mentor. We played golf with him.
We talked.
He didn't play with us.
He didn't.
It was 60 mile an hour.
He was not going to play that day.
I didn't realize they had hurricanes.
He's fair weather there. Yeah, that was bad. I would like to go back and play again. But Jason Ballard at Oak Hill has had a form of what we did, and we just kind of made it our own. We kind of took what was, with Wichita with Cause and then Jason and then our own CCL, and it's really geared towards developing young professionals. And whether, like I was just saying before, we have a meeting and we have people that are going to be dentist majors, actuaries, construction management.
You know what you call an accountant without a sense of humor, don't you?
Matt?
An actuary. Anyway, keep going. Do you have actuaries in your classes?
We have one that not in our classes that they want. That's their major.
Actuarial science?
Yes. Yeah, we have a gentleman that's an actuarial science major.
Oh, you have
Crazy.
to introduce me to him.
I will, absolutely. Great personality.
Well, yeah, talking about how many people are going to die based on this life expectancy. Yeah. Hell of a way to make.
Anyway, back to the whole point of what I was saying.
Please.
No matter what they do.
Did I distract you?
Well,
this is why
you tend to do that. Yeah.
This is why we don't have pre-pro questions. It allows the conversation.
Yeah, I don't like that.
To fro-flee.
Yeah. Makes me look stupid if I don't remember what we were talking about.
I just look stupid. I said fro-flee instead of flee.
I honestly was not even listening to you.
Well, most don't. So you were saying.
That's what I was saying. CCLU. Yeah. I mean, that's what it is.
No, but it's genius. It is a great program. You have brought a lot of highly gifted folks through there. And even the ones that I would have said early on, like, I don't see any motivation from this person. God dang it, Nick, you've turned them into impressively motivated, very, very competent individuals. They're friendly. They just have a great attitude.
But I'll say, that CCL University is only as good as the team that helps facilitate that kind of stuff, training and all that,
but
and
it
feedback.
Starts with you because it's clear.
I get it. It starts with me, but my team is amazing and has been amazing. We did it amazing in 2024 with that staff. 25 was crazy because we packed it all in.
Closed the course.
Closed the golf
there
course.
Was all sorts of weird stuff.
Sadly,
and this year it's starting off a little weird. The course still closed.
I would say from internally in our staff right now, CCLU is the number one thing that we're focusing on this year. And you could say it's, obviously the golf course, Ryan's got that covered. From a daily play standpoint, CCLU is what's going to make the difference of that. The events that we have, Swing Fest and, tradition and all these different things are going to happen at a high level. But day to day, the expectation on June 2nd beyond, honestly, through the end of the year, June 2nd, the golf course opens and your expectations are ultra high. Ultra high. Yes. Okay.
Me or just generic me?
I'm saying you as in the CCO member. So your expectations are ultra high and it's going to be the same thing the next day and the next day and the next day. So in order to have success with your expectations and your experience, we have to operate at a high level from a training standpoint and a culture standpoint. So that is by far our number one priority this year as a team.
Incredible.
It's exciting.
So one of my early questions, which you conveniently ignored, and I want to come back to. So before you ask those two questions, I'm going to throw you for a curveball. How many people do you think are still watching us right now? Well, one, it's not live, so everybody. Number two, when we post it,
well done.
Great question. I don't know.
Do you have analytics to track that kind of stuff?
I realize we went from 9 to 10 followers, so we increased by 11%. We're now double digits.
That's what I'm talking about.
So
I hope so.
You didn't know Soup when he was working at the country club.
That wasn't a dig or anything.
But you were separately mowing lawns for a golf course in Nebraska.
Fairways.
In Lincoln, fairways, lawns, greens,
okay,
green grass. Did you guys know each other back then?
No, sir.
Was he involved in one of the couch dragging incidents?
He was not. It would be epic if he was.
But he is from Humphrey.
He is from Humphrey.
Close to Columbus.
Isn't that crazy?
He went to Columbus, and you guys never crossed paths.
And my wife's from North Bend, which is 15 minutes away.
Oh my God!
Isn't that nice?
I love it.
We met New Year's Eve, senior year at a bar.
Really?
Yeah.
In Humphrey?
No, Lincoln.
What
Senior
bar?
year of college.
What bar?
Brothers.
Brothers?
Never been back since.
Because it got weird?
No, I think it would just, life changes. Life changes.
I love it. So the follow-on is how did that whole process unfold? Where who kind of led the charge saying, guys, we got to redo this golf course? Going back to 2019, there was a committee formed. Who led the charge? Was that your idea?
No. So
Whose
Ryan,
idea? Someone just
we're
showed up and said,
rehashing
"Guys,
the
we gotta
last.
change the golf
No,
course."
the last episode, Ryan did it perfectly. The golf course has changed.
I didn't know you cared.
I care a lot. I care a lot about you,
Right back at you.
but more Ryan. But because I see him every day. I used to see you every day, but now you work all the
I
time.
know, it's terrible.
No, it was Ryan, and the golf course changed in hole number 1 with those trees coming out short right of the green, and he wanted to put a bunker up there, and he had Mr. Kubley out there, and they're like, "Oh yeah, let's do this." All of a sudden, he's like, "Hold on," and we had talked over the years, and it's amazing. So, side note, it's amazing how many things have changed in the golf operation, and it is not anywhere near related to the golf course. We could talk about Swing Fest, we could talk about tradition, all that stuff. Ryan is a sounding board for everything we do.
Really?
Every idea I have, I bounce it off of him because he's got such a great mind. And, you guys talked about it a little bit with his playing career, right? So he really didn't start till late.
Yeah.
But the guy just understands service, fun, golf, what's cool. So any idea I have, whether it was a helicopter.
But you have to admit, I think it's kind of fun that he thinks grass types are fun.
Yeah, I couldn't get into that. I graduated with that, but when we got a helicopter for Swing Fest last year to pick up Darren Erstad, I said, Ryan, would that be cool? And he's like, really? So anyway, everything that we do honestly goes through Ryan a little bit. Where were we at there?
So who kind of led the charge?
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. So sorry, my apologies. So Mr. Kubley was there, and he's like, no, we need a golf course architect. We need a master plan. We need to not have a club president, and you weren't one of those. Again, if we had another, after I move on from CCO, we'll talk about actual member names, but awkwardly silence there. But so when we had the master plan, the idea is that nobody can change it. It's got to stay according to what the architect says. And at the time, ours was dated.
A little haphazard.
Not haphazard, but it wasn't on modern. It wasn't fun and cool. And so when Ryan said that, then it was, hey, can we get money from the board to be able to hire somebody? And then we interviewed, and then we found the perfect architect. Todd Quitno is amazing.
He really is.
And I would
mention a great guy. Really enjoyed
it. Great guy. And so I would say after that, it was the committee. I would say that was more of a joint effort of finding out the right people and the different demographics that we had. God bless her soul, Laura Safe was a huge part of that.
Yep.
And championing everything that we were doing. But then we got the framework, then COVID happened, so we got delayed, and obviously the rest is history.
Team effort, huge effort.
Yeah.
You just made a comment. When I leave CCL.
Yeah.
Is that
well,
is that part of your career path?
No. Well, no, not.
And I don't mean to trip you up on.
No, I appreciate that. It was more so. Well, if I got hit by a bus, we wouldn't be able to sit here and have this conversation. But if I were to ever leave,
guy still be speaking to you, or would there be a
corn guy?
I'm sorry, corn guy. Would
you
be speaking to someone else?
As of right now, he said that he only wants to talk to me. So I don't know what I'm just going to take that for what it is. When I leave, is in when I retire when I'm 65, right?
Love it.
That's the context. I'm 43.
Oh my God, that's a long ways away.
It's a long ways away. Yeah, starting year 14 this year.
Great things. I just say you've been there for. I thought it was 13, so you're in your.
So funny story. When I started, I was when I got hired, I was 29, and when I spoke in front of the Ladies Association, I think it was in April. I remember I was in the ballroom, and a member I won't say all of a sudden blurted out, "Are you old enough to drink?" And so that was kind of fun. I was young. My answer was yes, ma'am.
Guy that spoke up.
Gal.
Okay, just making sure.
It was in front of the ladies.
Hey. Cheers.
Got awkward.
It was supposed to. I was hoping you'd say something more, but no.
No, sir.
No, you did not fall for that one.
No, there's another version down the road, maybe.
Oh, I love it.
I'll fall for that.
So you successfully got the Country Club of Lincoln. with the team move forward. We have created a whole new golf course with the assistance of Todd Quitno.
Yeah.
It opens up June 2nd. So of all the things you've done professionally in your career, where does that accomplishment rank?
At the top.
Really?
So cool.
Well, it's going to be absolutely spectacular. It looks magnificent.
I mean, most golf pros, from my standpoint, most golf pros don't get to go through something like this.
No, I mean, and you're a young guy at 42 years old. There are not many. I don't care if they came through PGM or they're Class A, Class B, Class Red, that can say, "I got this done on my watch."
Yeah, I mean, it was
impressive,
a team effort. You've said, who are the 16 people? You said this to me in the past. Like, there's so many people that helped this project go through. And I mean, quite literally, you are paying for something that you can't use for 11 months. Name something else in the world that you do that with. You're paying something that you can't use for 11 months. Okay. Yeah. If you're renovating and sinking more money into it, I don't know.
Well, when you really boil it down,
or an amenity,
not
a house. What recreational amenity? That's what I'm trying to say.
It is not a necessity like a house.
There you go. Name another one.
It's incredible.
Right. So that was a huge feat, right? You can go redo carpet or
meetings did you have? Not just large group context, but I know for a fact you had individual meetings with countless members.
Yeah.
You attended countless town halls with members. You attended a gazillion different variations. I mean, your time input is hard to measure.
Impossible. But we had 2 goes at it, right? So like the first go around was important, right?
Well,
so Jake Milheisen and James and Kim Roback and Jeff Jenkins and all that first go around was huge because we got like the core followers, right?
Right.
And then obviously it didn't pass because I feel like the project got too big with other things. But then when we came back around, Dave Slagle was huge with, coming back, and then, with you, and all of it was important. Every one of those meetings that happened over that,
Tim Clare,
3 years, Tim Clare.
So it was
huge.
A long process,
3-year stretch,
lots of groundwork, no pun intended. And yeah, I mean, like I said, it's impressive.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, and then, Ryan is so humble and listening and watching your guys' deal last Wednesday. It would not have happened at the time that it happened at the time that we said. In 2021, we said, incredible. We'll start it at X date and it's going to be done in early June, right? So then the next go around, same thing, right? So he was so instrumental in being able to get that thing done on time. And then the fact that we came in at the budget that we were at and under budget based off of what the board was.
Under budget, and we came in under the
name a project that's ever done that.
Never.
From a bathroom to a whatever.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah.
And
so
again, I appreciate you being deferential to the team, everything else, but dude, you were instrumental. Congratulations, and more importantly,
I appreciate that.
Thank you. No, it's true, and I'm not blowing bourbon up your backside.
You're not, but it's fun. And I'll tell you from a golf staff standpoint, we are ready. This has been a lot of months. We've tried to instigate golf at other golf courses. I played Pioneers. Can't remember how many times it was. 15 times. 15 times last year. Like we engaged our membership. We tried to throughout the winter time, right? And then now we are ready for golfers. We're ready for people in the golf shop, people in the plaza, range, first tee, 18th hole. We're really, really excited to actually be able to talk to people again.
Well, I'll tell you what, one of them you should expect a conversation is my older brother.
Yeah.
He's played with me every year but one in Swingfest. He's a member at Marion, a storied course.
It's a decent club.
Coast. Great club, great course, all that good stuff. And he's a country club brat. He grew up out there. He played a lot of golf, a lot of participation in events with my dad. And the simple truth is he never passes up an opportunity, not just for me, but anyone who will listen. What a great experience. Swingfest and the Country Club of Lincoln. And that's all you, dude. So above all things, thank you. Not only for all that you do for the country club and its members, but also for the guests and the family and the friends and all the good times. It's a hell of a place to be. And a large part of it is attributable to you. And so I want to be on the air saying thank you to you. You're a sweetheart. That. And what I really like, and let's talk about, why were you so nervous to be on this thing? When you heard from Sue that it's a real, actual podcast studio, we're not just sitting there looking at our iPhones.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think was happening? Do you think it was some sort of weird, like, basement closet?
No,
what were you thinking?
You know me, I'd like to know what we're talking about. And I told you this before. I've been on the Golf Channel before, and I'm not in any way bragging about that, right?
Yes, you are. But you should. I've never been on the Golf Channel. Of course, you've seen me.
So
nor should I be on.
We won National Merchandise of the Year for the golf shop once.
Yeah, I thought you win the merchandise
not that
award.
No.
Times.
That one is like a lifetime award.
Oh, it is. Okay.
And we got that really early.
No,
whatever.
Congratulations.
So I'm saying that because of you. It's like I've been on, but I knew what we were talking about. I didn't know what we were talking about. I was way more nervous for this. Like that.
Makes me laugh.
This is a big deal. This is a big deal. We started talking about going on this. How long ago? Huh?
Oh my God. You totally slow walked. You had this whole deal going. You thought you were the Heisman. You were kind of putting me off.
I did. And what changed it?
What did change it?
Crings.
So you saw that he survived it.
Yes.
Didn't get heaved to the Lions. And then you said, okay.
Yeah.
So
I could still look like a total idiot here, but
you what?
I still could look like a total idiot on this, but
how do you figure?
I'm just saying, like, I didn't know it was going to come out of your mouth.
Well, we still have time. What would you like? What would be your greatest fear of what might come out?
I would love for you to try your best shots and see if I have no comment or I don't recall.
Let's flip it around. What has been the thing that's made you the most uncomfortable or nervous prospectively?
What? Here? Right now? In front of you?
In general.
What? In life?
I don't care where you sit. So you were nervous to join.
Yes, I was.
What were you the most worried about that might occur or might come up to cause you such angst?
I thought you'd pry about members and stuff, situations and that kind of stuff.
You know better.
But I said, I'm 60, whatever, maybe I'm just kidding. No, I was just afraid of what might slip out.
Well, funny.
That's probably what it was.
And so far,
and sounding stupid, I think.
Therein, I think, is the deal.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. You obviously know what you're talking about, so there's no need for you to worry about that. Let's go back to that first semester of college. What's our timeline? What are we at here? We're just about done. So
okay.
You have time for one more story.
One more story.
One of the wildest things that happened that first semester that you ended up on academic probation.
I do not recall.
Yeah,
I do not recall.
Come on. Confess to Father Maude.
No. Let's talk about my wife. My wife's badass. She's cool.
Be a separate guest.
No, she's not.
Yes, she is.
Oh, bullshit.
Bullshit, nothing. Come on.
No.
Besides couch dragging.
No. I think we're not going to go there.
But you could.
Oh, God, obviously we could.
Well, then come on, dude. Yeah. Literally, the audience is hanging. You're like, what's he going to say?
What's he going to say?
Give us
no.
Give us just a little love.
No, I think, honestly, to not jeopardize my career or my employment at Country Club Lincoln, I'm gonna say no comment.
How about this?
Yeah.
What did you do that you would tell your daughters don't do?
Oh, that's off camera.
What do you mean it's off camera?
Yeah. Yep.
So you'd say, hey, it's off camera. Don't get into a couch dragging situation.
No, it'd be a lot worse than that. There'd be more stories.
Couch dragging 55 miles an hour behind a truck being dragged down the road on a couch.
Yeah, in the snow. You're amazing. Maude Bless America.
Thank you for joining us for another fantastic episode of Maude Bless America. None other than Nick Muller, the absolute great golf pro of the Country Club of Lincoln. He is wearing his goddamn corn guy tunic. I love it. I've got mine on, just showing solidarity right there.
Well played.
Nick, thank you so much for being here. This is a great episode, a great afternoon, and just great experience having time with you. I don't get to spend as much time with you anymore as I would like. And
agreed.
When I did, I cannot tell you how much I've enjoyed it. But conversely, it means when I do get time with you, I enjoyed it all the more. Thank you so much.
Appreciate
all right, buddy.
Thank you.
Hang on. You got to stay right there while I shut this damn thing off. But if there's something you want to say before I get it shut off.
Nothing. This is great. That was fun. That was good.